Right now, God don't remember the people of Biafra. Tinubu now don't enter problem for United States of America as it stands right now. They say nothing is hidden under the sun. Nothing is hidden under the sun, and no peace for the wicked. Since he don't talk, say he no go allow the innocent citizen they free, they in peace. He himself no go stay peacefully. They don't remember Tinubu. The cries of the Biafra, God don't hear them. They pay the God of Mazen and the Carlo don't answer us. As it stands right now, they don't open case file of Tinubu. In fact, Tinubu now they in trouble. You know, say when person say when Pikin say in mama no go rest, him himself no go rest. And I say onyeji DK nala Jomwea. Person wey hold strong man for ground, in the hold himself. The time for Biafra has come. US don't find all possible means to make sure they use legal means. And now they don't tell Tinubu right from time, do the right thing, but Tinubu no dey hear word. Every time waiting they do now just to lobby the US from back. Now, in money don't fail him right now. As it stands right now, in money don't fail him. In money don't disappoint him. No matter how it is, God pass you. He must choose way to hold you. You go carry Mazen and the Carlo no do you anything, go put for Sokoto prison because of what? Because of you see say in they talk the truth, and before you enter power, even talk them. You see people where they talk the truth, you see people where they fight for their right, and you don't want to give them their right. Nigeria have already been clamoring, say they are now ready, say may they divide the country, and you no want divide them. Hausa say they don't they ready. Yoruba say they know they even enjoy this your government, say Kokoma split them. Since long ago, Biafra they ready. But you say you no go do it. But right now, US now don't open Tinubu matter. In fact, I'm not going to talk much. I go allow you may watch this video from the starting to the ending. Watch waiting they go on right now, and the matter where they don't tell people. You know, say this kind of news, they no go just they share them to make everybody know like that. It's hardly you see it every channels. So watch this video from the starting to the ending. Share this video to everyone on every social media platform right now, so that everybody could be aware of what is going on, and make sure you click the subscribe button for more updates, so that we're going to give you updates of every single thing where they go on. Share this video right now so that you no go forget, and pay attention. This video is long, and for better understanding, you can also share it to your friend, then you can later come back. If you don't get data, go buy data before you start to watch this video, because this video is very, very important. And the ending side is very well. I'm not gonna just talk much, but just allow them leave when I watch this video. Share this video right now and drop opinion at the comment section. Your opinion is really needed.
Powell also ordered the FBI to file sworn statements explaining its repeated failure to meet court deadlines, and directed the Bureau to release all non-exempt records related to President Tinubu, beginning with an initial batch promised within 2 weeks of January 30, 2026. The FBI also ordered the FBI and DEA to submit joint status reports every 14 days, starting from February 27, until all responsive records are processed and released. All the redacted files, all the names, all the documents redacted have been asked to be released to Aaron Greenspan. It's going to be released in batches. So starting from the 27th of this month till June this month, all the pages on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's case of since the 1990s have been asked to be released. We do not know what his legal team would do between now and then. The last time the president was undergoing but now the judge is saying that the FBI and the DEA are deliberately delaying, and that they should release it in the next 3 months. All the documents pertaining to the president should be released.
So the fireworks will start. As for the US FBI and DEA, I am not surprised. Esther,
Okay.
money is working. I'm telling you, more money is being pumped into these issues. And that is why the ABI and the DEA are delaying. They are making good money out of this issue. I don't know who is paying them, but for them to be stalling, they cannot be protecting you for nothing now. You and I know that. They cannot.
Is the fact that a United States judge, Beryl A. Howell, has criticized the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and the Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, for what she described as deliberate delay tactics aimed at obstructing the release of records related to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The records are being sought under a 2022 Freedom of Information Act, a request filed by transparency advocate Aaron Greenspan with support from investigative journalist David Hunday. Judge Howell of the United States of America District Court for the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., on February 3, 2026, rebuked both agencies for repeatedly stalling the release of Tinubu's records, which are expected to shed light on a narcotics-related case from the early 1990s that resulted in Tinubu forfeiting $460,000 to the U.S. government. Greenspan, the CEO of transparency platform Plainsight, filed the FOIA request in June 2022. That's Freedom of Information Act request in June 2022. In her ruling, Howell said the FBI and the DEA had failed to honor court deadlines, with persistent postponements causing the case to drag on for more than 3 years without meaningful progress. She subsequently issued fresh deadlines, warning that further delays would not be tolerated. In 2023, the FBI announced plans to release about 2,500 pages of Tinubu's records in monthly tranches of 500 pages. However, the process was stalled after Tinubu opposed the disclosure and requested a delay pending the outcome of a Supreme Court case in Nigeria challenging his election victory. Tinubu argued that premature disclosure would adversely affect him. He says it is going to terribly affect him if those results are released. Although Judge Howell approved the temporary delay at the time and Tinubu's election was later upheld, the FBI and DEA continue to seek extensions, further slowing the release of records linked to long-standing allegations of involvement in cocaine trafficking case. Tinubu's allegations the president has consistently denied through his team of lawyers. According to court findings, the FBI was expected to submit an updated status report in May 2025, but delayed the process until January 2026 when it sought another extension to February, a request that drew sharp criticism from the court. Now, basically, Judge Howell also rejected the DEA's claim that it could release some documents while withholding others for more than 6 months on the grounds that they were undergoing consultation with other agencies. The judge ordered the DEA to provide Greenspan with a Vaughan index explaining the basis for redacting 50 pages and withholding 172 pages of President Tinubu's records. She further directed the agency to submit sworn affidavits detailing page by page when the remaining documents were sent out for consultation, expected timelines for review, and steps taken to speed up the process. Judge Howell also ordered the FBI to file sworn statements explaining its repeated failure to meet court deadlines and directed the Bureau to release all non-exempt records related to President Tinubu, beginning with an initial batch promised within 2 weeks of January 30, 2026. The FBI has also been additionally instructed to submit a detailed timetable showing how it plans to release the second batch of 500 pages by the 13th of March and complete the full disclosure by the 1st of June 2026. They also ordered the FBI and DEA to submit joint status reports every 14 days starting from February 27 until all responsive records are processed and released. All the redacted files, all the names, all the documents redacted have been asked to be released to Aaron Greenspan. It's going to be released in batches. So starting from the 27th of this month till June this month, all the pages on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's case of since the 1990s have been asked to be released. We do not know what his legal team would do between now and then. The last time the president was undergoing the the what do you call it, the election inquiry, when they were reviewing all the election cases. And that was when obviously David Hunde, Aaron Greenspan, Atiku Abubakar brought up the case about his resort. The president and his legal team had said that the release of those records will actually affect him, being the fact that it may affect his credibility, since INEC had already announced him, but the outcome of the elections were being questioned in court. So while that process was ongoing, they had to stall that case. Afterwards, the FBI said they were going to release about 2,500 of the records by October 2023, thereabout. And by October 2023, they released some pages, about 500 pages, but a lot of redacted statements were there. We've also heard that the president is an agent or an asset or something, so which also compelled the FBI and the CIA not to release some of the documents pertaining to the president, being the fact that being sworn in by INEC as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, possibly for his image or for his reputation. But the case is still in court. We had testimonials, we had rebuttals, and Elnora Daniel, who was said to be the principal of the school in Chicago, had once promised to sue President Tinubu, but after a while we didn't hear anything from Elnora Daniels anymore. So the case is still pending, and now the court has mandated the DEA and the FBI to release those records as soon as possible, that the delay is too much, and they've been asked to release it as early as on the 27th of this month, and giving them a timeline through which all the documents will be released to Aaron Greenspan. The question is, of what significance will that document prove now? Or would it be? The president is confident that by 2027 he will be re-elected. In fact, he has set up a preamble for an economic process, an economic progress, a diagram from 2026 to 2030. The president has hailed his administration, hailed the vice president for the economic blueprint, said Nigeria is doing well after for a very long time, stated that an alternative will be provided to handle and tackle insecurity, stated that the naira, the floating of the naira, and obviously the removal of fuel subsidy enabled the government of the day in its economic trajectory, and also hailed Olayemi Cardoso, the CBN governor, for most of the prerequisites he set up, in terms of the ratings and the exchange rate, basically, which obviously the president overwhelmingly complimented. It's a 2-day event between today and tomorrow. So while Nigerians were protesting at the National Assembly ground, the president was having a meeting with a couple of economic meeting, actually, with close associates, and thinking about 2026 to 2030. The president is very optimistic that his administration has done well in every form that you can look at it, and he's also very hopeful that he will win the 2027 elections. And now they've released a blueprint ahead of that. Now Nigerians are asking the question, if the president is already looking ahead, despite all the myriad of challenges, insecurity every day, nobody knows if they're going to be alive the following day. The president is looking ahead as to how he intends to map out Nigeria's economic plan and see how he would implore his nominees and ministers, all of them, to see how they can work together in achieving that blueprint. A lot of questions are being asked by Nigerians. Number one, what's your certainty about 2027? Will there be a nation by 2027? Will the insecurity challenges currently bedeviling the country? You've not addressed it. You've not addressed the nation. You've not spoken well. You've actually asked everyone to be patient. In fact, the slogan is, relax, Tinubu will fix it. Relax, Tinubu is fixing it. And they're asking the president, how long will it take you to fix it? Are we all going to die before you fix it? Is your policy more into politics or into administration? We need answers. And with the protests that took place today, those were the questions were being asked. Also, the National Assembly is being questioned as to either represent the interests of the people or if they only represent their own personal pockets, if they only look at themselves. A lot of issues are coming up. Another thing we'll also slightly consider this evening is the Epstein files. A lot of documents have been released in Epstein files that includes a couple of Nigerians who were named in that particular document, and how they intend to use some Nigerian women for fertility purposes, experimental purposes. Now, we've known the increase in organ harvesting across the country. We don't know who are those harvesting these organs, but there's a black market that is thriving with organ harvesting. Kidnappers kidnap people. The first thing they want to do is to harvest people's organs. It's been going on for quite a long time. There's a major syndicate that is specializing on it. So the reason why a lot of Nigerians were looking into the Epstein files is this what it is. They said they're going to look into the bodies of the women and say that they have curvy or attributes that are very good for fertility. And a lot of issues have come up in that particular regard. Also, there are talks that certain platforms were deliberately set up to entice Nigerians to go fight in the war front of Russia. And a lot of them were not paid and they died in the front line. That is brutal, it's not honest. And there's even a platform called Alabuga. So questions are now being raised. Who were the persons that promised those people that coming to fight for the Russian government will enable them anything? A couple of them don't even know how to fight. They're only given 2 weeks training and thrown in the front line and they die needlessly. Family members have been calling on the Ukrainian government and the Russian government to please bring their people back home for them. A couple of them have not been able to respond to their parents. Very recently, we saw a Kenyan national who a mine was planted on his body. He was going to be used to bomb out a tunnel of their supposed enemies, and a lot of black persons who thought that the money would help their families because of the dire economic challenges in Nigeria volunteered to compulsorily go. Now, there are talks that there are influencers who enabled this. Influencers were paid as much as $50,000 to advertise this prospects, and it comes in different formats. They will tell you that, do you want to study in Russia? There are adverts if you want to study in Russia, free school, free accommodation, if you know how to teach. If there are so many jobs coming up with the Russian front, and if you don't have a visa, they're able to prefer you solutions to all of that. You go there, and the next thing, they pit you in the military cantonment and they put you in the war front. All of this is upcoming. The CNN and the BBC did quite an expose in that. A lot of Nigerian, Kenyan nationals were also part of this. The idea is the economic condition in their home countries led people to look for any means via the internet to travel out of the country. When it comes to Russia, apparently the means is very cheap and affordable. We're going to be looking as to how the economy had gotten to this point where people don't mind actually going to the war front to fight for another nation. And in some instances, they say the contract or the agreement, you don't necessarily, they don't give you enough time to look through it. Sometimes it's written in Russian, and if you don't have a lawyer that can help you look through it, you sign what you don't know, and they say you signed an agreement, so whatever happens to you, it's not on them, but it's on you. How is the Nigerian government working on this? Where were the Nigerian government when of these apps and influencers were going all about this? Was proper investigation carried out? There are allegations on the Ministry of Education for being part of this, for actually advertising. More exposés are coming up on this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're also going to be looking at some of the projects of this administration as to how monies have been allocated for these projects, and a couple of them have not been completed. Who should be blamed? Is it the federal government who has released monies, or those who diverted the funds? The slow progress of this work, and how come the president has not called out all those guys to do their work if the money has been released? I actually have Barrister Darlington Agumore joining us today. Barrister Darlington, good evening. How are you?
Esther.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay. In the spirit of the season, what are you supposed to say?
Happy Valentine's?
Yeah.
Is that not?
Happy Valentine.
Barrister, are you in the Valentine mood with the season we found ourselves? With the whole Akpabio must go and the whole protest.
What concern Akpabio with love?
Okay. All right. I hear you. I hear you.
Whether you like it or not, life must go on. No?
Okay. You're very right. Barrister Darlington,
Yes.
welcome to the Evening Rush.
My pleasure.
Are you good today, Barrister?
You can see that.
Barrister, let's start off with the U.S. judge issuing a final ultimatum as the FBI and DEA stalls release of Tinubu's criminal records. I'm surprised to actually see this come up. We've heard over time that there was a team of lawyers set up in Philadelphia to actually expunge all of this, details about the president that puts him in bad light. We thought that team, based on the money given to them, has been able to work on it. The FBI and the CIA, with Aaron Greenspan, they've been able to stall the release of those records. In October 2023, when the FBI released some redacted documents, some documents where the president's name was redacted on the cases that were mentioned. The associates of the president were mentioned, but the president's name was redacted. And after that, we didn't hear anything anymore. The next thing we heard was that the president was an asset. I don't know precisely what that means. I cannot say, because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not responded to that statement. And then later, I think early last year, we heard about this case again. All right. But now the judge is saying that the FBI and the DEA are deliberately delaying and that they should release it in the next 3 months. All the documents pertaining to the president should be released. So the question is, of what significance will the release of those documents be? The president is confident, and with how he has been able to be in charge of Nigeria right about now, will it make any difference whatsoever?
It will.
How?
Because during the last general election, when these issues came up, the Supreme Court said that it was brought late. That is the operating word. It came late. They did not invalidate all those documents Atiku presented. And so this time around, the opposition should bring all the documents early. They are just waiting for their primaries. And so the fireworks will start. As for the US FBI and DEA, I am not surprised. Esther, money is working. I'm telling you, more money is being pumped into these issues. And that is why the FBI and the DEA are delaying. They are making good money out of this issue. I don't know who is paying them, but for them to be stalling, they cannot be protecting you for nothing now. You and I know that. They cannot. Money is exchanging hands here. If not, what do they have to lose? Is it not exposed whatever they have? But they are stalling because something is going on behind closed doors. And that's the reality. But at the end of the day, the truth will come out. It will go to a point where it will become what? Inevitable. Especially when Donald Trump got to know what is going on and give an order. Give an order. So, all the money anybody is spending, it will come to nothing. The earlier you even come out and say this thing to Nigerians, apologize to them. There's nothing wrong there. Instead of all this hanky-panky, it's like somebody who wants to bury himself. Your hand will stick out, oh. Everybody will see your hand. That's just the truth. This thing will never go away. I've told you earlier on, Esther, this thing will never go away. Whether in or out of office, it will never go away very soon. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. That's just the reality. So with all this scandal waiting for you, how can you travel to US? How can? Because people who are saying, the president has not traveled to US, has not traveled to yes. He has a very serious issue. And these nosy journalists who have become so free and so independent in America, one of them may corner him and start asking questions that he will not even be able to answer. And that's the reality. There's no way he will go there, one nosy journalist will not corner him to extract some facts out of him. And that will embarrass him the more. So these are the issues. FBI and DEA, the earlier you listen to court order, the better. So that we can move on with our lives. Not every time when you needed something, you now raise the issue. You now make an announcement. We are going to release some documents next month too. Before that next month, a team will be dispatched to go and discuss with them. Well, Esther, the whole thing is becoming very, very messy. Very, very messy. And in a Senate climb, Esther, if an American presidential hopeful is embroiled in this type of scandal, I am very, very, very sure he would have resigned. For the sake of their name and their family, they would have resigned to avoid all this scandal. Look at UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. What sent him out of office? A minor thing of concerning COVID-19 protocol, which he couldn't keep as the Prime Minister. That was all. That was his sin. Esther, that was his greatest crime. And his own party were telling him to go away. He's a liar. So here, we don't have men of integrity running our affairs. And that is why Nigeria is where it is today. That's just the truth. Nigeria is an all-commerce affair. It's an all-commerce affair. If you can be able to muzzle your way through, if you can be able to be aggressive and violent, you will find your feet in Nigeria.
Okay, but Barrister, let's look at this because a couple of persons are wondering why the timing, despite the protests that took place today. So you know that the president's wife was invited for a breakfast where President Donald Trump recognized her, and in a very short interview that we saw, she said we could see that Trump recognized her. She's a true Christian. Her husband is working hard to ensure that Nigeria's economy remains stable, fight insecurity. That's not even the only thing that was considered in that particular scenario. The president's wife talked about the fact that more prospects are up and things are actually working, in a sense whereby for the advantage of the country or the economy, the policies of her husband has put Nigeria in a global limelight. She also mentioned the fact that the president of the United States of America did what he did on the 25th of December 2025. She made mention that in fact it's a blessing in disguise because that was the assistance that they needed. So a lot of persons are now wondering if the opposition have been quiet all this while with Nigerians complaining that things are hard, what Tinubu promised is not what he's delivering, or what his policies entail is very slow in materializing, and they're talking about the division in the polity, that maybe this could be one of the tricks. Now, for example, Atiku Abubakar was not seen in the protest today. El-Rufai has been quiet. El-Rufai has said he will speak when the time is due. Later, it was a silent threat. He has not been speaking, actually. So, with all of this that has been ruled out by the judge, asking the FBI and the DEA to honor the court deadline and that the persistent postponement can no longer be tolerated or allowed anymore. This Aaron Greenspan is a journalist. I asked you said it will make a difference, and I've said, in what capacity will it make a difference? If they say the president is an asset and somehow he has some immunity, in what regard, in what way? And time has gone. The president's first term is almost done. So in what way will this release of the record affect anything?
It is only when the opposition raise this issue in the name of protest that it will become on the front burner of national discourse. Like this protest that is going on in Abuja now, or that just ended, they said they will resume tomorrow. If they did not raise the issue, will anybody know? Will the government in power take them serious? So all these things that are going on, these are the things the opposition need to take advantage of. That's why I told you that yes, it will make a difference, because when they finish their primary and they select their different political parties, their presidential flag bearer, you will see now people will now begin to interrogate the credential and everything about that presidential candidate, and maybe that's when the court battle will start. That's what I'm telling you. If you produce something before that was bred in a serious controversy, Esther, what are you going to bring this time around? Hold on. What will you present this time? Are you going to present the same documents that caused you problem last time? And if you did not present it, won't somebody ask questions? But you gave us something last time, so where is it? So the issues will come up. Just wait until after the primaries. Issues will come up.
Okay, we should wait after the primaries.
Yes, because that's when you will now have the legal right to challenge whoever. Because right now you don't know who to challenge.
What legal right are you talking about? Are you saying that INEC would request for the president's result, whatever? How?
You are going to present something to INEC.
And you think that INEC would turn down anything from the president?
Then it is due your position to interrogate it, even though you may not be a member of the
What
party.
if the president presents something other than what he presented the last time? What if in the space of 2023 and now he has gone through another institution? Possibly with a different course.
Which institution and when did he attend?
You may not know. People attend institutions by proxy.
By proxy.
You can do it by proxy. You can do it online. You can get a bachelor's degree in 4 years. You can get a bachelor's degree. In his case, it can be sporadic. I mean, people go for law courses and all of that stuff. So what if he presents a different document beyond what was presented in 2023? Would that stop him? Or what if he doesn't even present the document and presents his secondary school certificate like Buhari did, or primary school certificate like Buhari did?
All those things are not there, Esther. You had your guest the other day, Martin, who said the INEC form he submitted, everything was nil. Is that not true? So where are you going to bring this one now? These are issues. And you, like they say, you can't give what you don't have. You can't. If we have leaders who are well grounded in leadership, who know what they are doing, Esther, Nigeria will not be like this. Seriously, Nigeria will not be like this. I have looked around. I didn't see any form of administrative capacity that somebody is doing something here. Yeah, there is a man doing something here. I didn't see it in the economy, in the politics, in religion, in security. Everything is just going south. I didn't see all the so-called political strategy and whatever. I didn't see any, except using Wike to destabilize the River State. Is that what you call strategy?
Okay, so what the judge is saying now that the DEA, they are to provide Mr. Aaron Greenspan with a Vaughan index to explain the basis for redacting 50 pages and withholding 172 pages of Tinubu's records. This was what they released on October 2023. Then she's also asking the agency to submit sworn affidavits to detail page by page when the remaining documents were sent out for consultation. Also, the FBI has been ordered to file sworn statements explaining its repeated failure to meet court deadlines and directed the Bureau to release all non-exempt records related to the president. Also been instructed to submit a timetable showing how it plans to release the second batch of 500 pages by March 13 and complete the full disclosure by June 1, 2026. Is that something that the FBI can come up with to stall this? Because again, the president has his legal team to defend all of this from the judge. Something it could be based on anything whatsoever. And a couple of Nigerians have linked this to the president's frequent trips outside the country lately, that this could be one of the process of soliciting. I mean, you remember the work leave he took before he said he was before the celebration, that is October 1, that is October 1, 2025, Independence Day. After that, it didn't take long, the president traveled again. All the time, I think very recent, where we heard he traveled to Abu Dhabi, thereabout. But the next thing we heard, he was with one of the Ugandan presidents, where it was an AI released picture that was released at the time. We didn't see any of the pictures concerning that trip. So do we think this trip was related to any of these things with his lawyers and all of that? And despite that, we didn't hear anything forthcoming. So what can the FBI or the DA come up with to store the release of those documents?
They will get exhausted.
Who will get exhausted?
The FBI and the DEA, they will get exhausted in their shenanigans.
Really?
Yes, you know the trick they are playing. At a point, it will be exhausted, and so they will not do the needful. But I have advised Mr. President, you are not the only one who has passed through this route. I remember one Salisu Buhari who wanted to be speaker. That should be under Obasanjo. But because of age, somebody in his village now brought out his real age. Meanwhile, he was claiming another age. And when a thorough investigation was conducted, he surrendered. In fact, the late Chief Erotimi was his lawyer. The man even advised him to apologize to Nigerians. And he did. He cried on national TV. He cried. Today, does anybody remember that man and what he did? The answer is no. Because he apologized to us and then, life moved on. But whenever you have a problem like this, and you think you can sweep it under the carpet, you cannot. It can never go away. I've told you this before. It will never go away. No matter how you try to, delay it, extend it, excuse it, it will never go away. That is just the truth. It would have been better if somebody had come out and said, look, whatever happens, was that of useful exuberance, this and that, people will even laugh over it. And so if you want to go back to it, people will say, hey, Shebi, you don't apologize now. What are you talking about? But right now, something is very obvious, and you are trying to put up a resistance. Something is very obvious. You don't want to agree, and you think it will go away. The opposition are not doing enough. Seriously.
What more do you want them to do?
Look, these are issues they should rise up against. Yes, because if APC were to, they will not miss this opportunity. They will even go to America with their protest and tell them we don't want such a person as our president. By that time, maybe they will sit up over there. That's just the truth. If they carry this protest to that court, Esther, something will happen. The shame and embarrassment will not even allow the FBI and the DEA to do any other thing, to save their face. Even it may come to the president of America will say, what is all this protest all about? And when they say, what? You mean this happened in America? Oh yeah, fast, release all the documents, don't deduct anything.
But how do you think this will be perceived now that Trump is interested in Nigeria? Although it's quite surprising that the president had not met one-on-one with President Donald Trump. I mean, there were expectations that since Trump has sent delegates down here, a small team, there have been several correspondence, physical meeting. Even the team came here to meet the Nigerian security advisor, Mr. Nuhu Ribadu. And all this while, there was no meeting or at least even a photo op with Tinubu and President Donald Trump. If now Nigeria has a good relationship, all right, diplomatic relationship with the U.S. because of insecurity, and we're seeing U.S. officials, even if a couple of people think is a distraction with what Trump is currently facing in the U.S., trying to focus on foreign policies. But at least we should have seen a situation where the president is able to meet with Trump to say, we actually need you, I compliment you, I thank you for assisting us, not through designates, not through agents, not through his security advisors or Minister of Defense or even his wife, him, the president. So what is the problem with that? We've seen the president meet with Emmanuel Macron. We saw the president very lately. Where did he even just go to right now, where he actually fell? What's that country? Turkey, Turkey. And we've seen the president meet with all those people. So why is it difficult for the president to meet with Trump? Let's see that, yes, that relationship is firmly established.
Trump sees himself as the God on this earth. And so he chooses those he can relate with.
He chooses?
He chooses.
So you're saying that he chose not to have a meeting with...
He chooses, yes, because Esther.
On what ground?
If Trump should open his mouth today and say he wants to see President Tinubu, Esther, tomorrow morning he will jump on the next flight to America.
But is that not how they do these things? I mean, there are diplomats who help to facilitate this process. Yeah,
that's what I'm telling you.
No one could facilitate it.
You don't facilitate what is not there, what you are not told. If there should be a meeting, it will be organized by the embassies and foreign affairs people. But nobody has given such order, and it must come from Donald Trump. Do you know how many times they would have wanted to see, but it is not working? The man doesn't want to see him and all that. That's the fact. He doesn't. The way he regards and even Nigeria, to us, to Donald Trump, we are not part of the human race. That's just the truth. With what is going on here, the man will find it a hard sell to talk with your president. Because he didn't see him as being in charge here. He didn't see him as a strong person he can talk to. In international politics and diplomacy, might is right. Nations look at somebody, an equal. When they want to relate with you, they will look at you as somebody that is very close to their status. You don't see a Donald Trump, even to think of Donald Trump coming to Nigeria. Not
necessarily coming. I mean, Tinubu's wife went for a breakfast meeting very recently, and Trump actually, recognized her. So I'm saying that it means that the relationship has gotten to a point where some form of familiarity, even if it is not very close, but from a very huge distance has been created. And I'm saying that that opportunity could have been seized by the president to visit. I remember when the Christian genocide thing came up, if you remember the whole controversy, when it started initially, when it was still fresh, Dano Obala told us that they're looking for a means through which a meeting could be set up between President Tinubu and President Trump. So are we saying that all through this period of this whole Christian genocide, of the U.S. House of Rep members they set up a progress report, they set up a progress committee that looked into everything. Nigerian delegates went there. Dan Obala visited all the media houses that you can consider and all the podcast stations to clarify some of the statements to refute some of the statements and clarify some issues that has to do with Nigeria. And in all of that, no meeting could be set up for the president to meet with Trump physically, so that at least Nigerians can have some form of certainty that indeed a relationship has purely been established. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And that is because Donald Trump doesn't want this meeting you are talking about.
Okay.
He doesn't want it, Esther. I have told you, Trump chooses his friends. Did you remember what happened in his first comment? When Rex Tillerson, his Secretary of State, came on African tour, and they told him, don't even come close to Nigeria, not to talk of entering there. The man finished his Kenya visit, and for whatever reason, he sauntered into Nigeria. And Donald Trump had it and said, what? He fired the man while he was returning to America on air. He fired him. That will tell you how Donald Trump regards you. This man doesn't believe that human beings are here. I'm not joking. What name has he not called us? No, tell me, what name has he not called us? This man is irritated with how Nigeria is being run and what is going on here. In fact, he's completely angry. So how can he meet a president that is presiding over this disgraced nation, Esther? No, tell me, on what ground? What are they going to discuss? In international politics and diplomacy, is your president there? Is he there? Can he go out there and you'll be proud that, yes, you have somebody talking somewhere? His speeches are not even reported most time because they don't carry any weight. And so Donald Trump will never. They can only meet maybe when UN is organizing something or another. They saw the heads of state. But for him to sit down one-on-one, what are they going to talk about, Esther? Please tell me. What are they going to talk about? The man doesn't see leadership in this country. He didn't see anybody here. He didn't. That's why sorry. That's why they outsourced this discussion to their what? To their aide and the special assistant. So he doesn't have time for talk with who. No. People choose their friends now, especially America. You don't know how this country has been disgraced, Esther. Each time I say this, you don't take it serious. I said we are a mockery out there. Nigeria is a mockery. I mean mockery. When you mention that name, they will now reel out all the things you have done wrong from your leadership. Your leadership. So how can they respect such a country? You see why some of us are worried. Your actions is not just you. It is about Nigeria, especially the chief marketing officer. Your image should be top notch. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. Whenever you go on this your jamboree, when you after clinking glasses and all that, as you enter your plane and leave, they say, good riddance to bar rubbish. That's why nobody is coming here. You have gone to somebody's country once, twice, the third time, and he had never visited you. And you see, how many times did Emmanuel Macron come here, Esther?
But Barrister, can you recall that during the administration of Muhammadu Buhari, despite the whole allegation of the Islamization agenda, that was the footprint of Muhammadu Buhari, but he still met with Trump in the first tenure of Trump before the emergence of Joe Biden. So if Trump could meet with Muhammadu Buhari, Why can't he meet with Tinubu?
He only met him once.
Yes.
And what was their discussion? There must be something they discussed.
I don't understand.
And it borders on leadership.
Exactly. You can, if Rep. Riley Moore is complaining now that the government of the day is supposed to protect its citizens and they're lacking in it. So you mean that conversation cannot be had in all of this for the past 3 months? No. Not one meetup or even telephone conversation that we've heard has been had between Trump and President Tinubu.
It will never happen.
You can't say it will never happen.
I said, if you look at how Donald Trump regards Africa as a whole, remember when he used the S word on Africa? Remember?
Barrister, it's not a joke. It's not about. It's not about the fact that Trump is whatever he is, or you're trying to say he's racist towards Africans.
He's not even racist. The man is trying to give you your picture, the picture of who you are.
Barrister
Then,
Darlington,
if you don't like it, then clean up your image.
Barrister Darlington, you come on your Truth Social that has millions of viewers to call a particular nation a disgraced country.
Yes.
Hold on. A nation that has never for once called you out to say anything against you. The president of Nigeria has never called Trump to say anything. You call them a disgraced nation and you don't think you should meet up with that person to say, this is it. Rather, you've been sending affiliates. You've been sending agents. You've been sending persons to represent you. How?
What he called you, is that not what you are? Oh, do you think that Donald Trump care? I'm sure he prepared another word to call Nigeria. Because nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Seriously, it's even getting worse.
All right.
So if you don't want people to call you name, then change your image. If they are calling you this in out of envy and jealousy, say, success breeds envy and jealousy. But in this case, what the man is saying is even what you are even worse than what he's saying. If you just oppose it with what is going on in Nigeria today, you think Donald Trump will care? The man is very angry with what is going on in Nigeria.
Are you sure he's angry?
In fact,
are you sure he cares?
What? To the extent of sending jet bombers here.
There are accusations on Trump that he's focusing on foreign policies deliberately to distract, to act like possibly he's working for Christians.
No.
Again, we're trying to bring out all sides to the issue because right now, he has sent a small team of military men here. He says that there's a potential of more military airstrikes, but nothing has happened after the first time. So it's only the House of Rep members whom we see Nigerians calling their attentions to happenings. I mean, very recently, John Pope actually tweeted concerning the recent massacre in Kwara State. And now again, Riley Moore had to speak about it and say, this is getting too much. So that's why I was asking you. I said, in all of this, we have not seen that particular photo. But if with what you have explained is the fact that, it's Trump who decides whom he wants to see and whom he doesn't want to see, then let's move on to other conversations.
Yes, and look, Esther, let me make it clear here. Donald Trump and America, they are bidding their time. They will see strike again. They are not bidding their time.
After more persons have been massacred? After more killings has taken place? Do you know that terrorists have sent another letter to the Woro community in Kwara State? Again, and most of the residents are running away and fleeing. These guys will eventually take habitation on those farmlands. They warned them, they were not specific as to when they will visit again.
Esther, if you're a government that swore to protect life and property, should this type of thing be happening? No, because those who know how to talk, the day America will come again with their jet bomber, they will start running their mouth. They will start telling you about sovereignty. So the terrorists that are embarrassing you right, left, and center, they didn't care about your sovereignty, Abi. They didn't care that, yes, they should respect a government in power. They didn't care for all those things. And since you are proven to be a weak leader, somebody had to do something to avoid what may happen. Because Esther, listen very well. If this Christian whatever continue, one day there may be religious war in Nigeria. Or are you not thinking along that line?
Barrister.
America is trying to stop you from killing yourself. And people are not seeing it from that light.
A couple of Nigerians are seeing it from this point of view, that the South is so divided, and that's why these guys can continue what they're doing. That despite the onslaughts in the North, they haven't officially come out to call out these guys. The Sultan of Sokoto, very recently, with the attacks that took place in Kwara, has not issued an official statement whatsoever. Most of the popular imams and alfas and emirs, none of them have said, despite the fact that an emir was affected, his wife's killed, his children killed, and one of the emir in Kwara State was also abducted. They haven't organized a press conference to officially condemn the activities of these children of darkness, or persons you would consider satanist, propagating, murder using religion that is undefinable. Now, Barrister Darlington, in this respect, the first time or one time that this council, Sharia council or whatever, have come out to speak is saying that the president must depose or sack Joash Amupitan. Like literally holding press conferences, speaking to all their members in the mosque about Joash Amupitan misrepresenting Islam and saying that he was biased in his objection, or rather in his write-up in the book. And I am surprised that is their prerogative at this point in time, by saying that Muslims are more dominated, they have more population, and they will determine how things go. So if he is not sacked by the president, elections may not take place. And one would wonder, if terrorists are affecting your communities, how come you guys have not come out to speak? Like vehemently condemn the atrocities and acts that these guys have been perpetrated. So they're saying that the reason why this continues is that the South is so divided it cannot come together. Why do you think that is? I mean, how do you see that line of thought?
No, we are not divided, Esther.
Okay.
We know what we want. There's a way we behave here because of our upbringing, and maybe because of education.
You said the South is not divided and we know what we want.
No.
Okay, why is the South, just like the North, not having one voice for a president? It's the time of the South now, right? So why is there no one voice for a presidential candidate?
Look.
For example, in the North, if a Northern candidate is to emerge, they know how to come across themselves and say, you guys together, let's support this person. They speak with one voice. The South is highly divided, and it feels like the South likes to divide its own people using ethnicity and religion as well. So you don't see that line of thought as to that's why these guys feel they can conquer?
No, it is not. It is not the way you are thinking.
Okay.
Because one of the reasons why the Northern elders are not talking is because the monster they created, they are afraid of them. The monster, because these people, they are their children, they came from them. And now that they have become more murderous, they now see them as a threat. So no Northern leader will come out openly and criticize these monsters and get away with it. Esther, something will happen to that emir or that imam. So they are all talking behind closed doors. They are all talking inside their rooms. That is just the truth, because these guys, they don't take prisoners. They are angry with especially their leaders who made them what they are. That's why they are not talking. So the South here, we are peaceful in nature. Because of upbringing and religion and all that, we are peaceful. We can't change it overnight. It's not possible.
Thank you, Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Thank you, the former president and a citizen of Ogun State, our own OBJ. Thank you for being here. Your Excellency, Governor Dagbo Abiodun, the deputy, the wife, the former governor, our brother, Chief Oshoba, Lagos State Governor, and all the governors all the way to Borno State, Governor Sulum, my brother governors, I was once a governor, all the captains of industries, I used Aliko as a point of contact to touch Otedela, to touch Boa, and all the other people who are here. Your Excellency is the President. For me, my colleagues are here. From Yayi, Olamilekon, the civil senator and chairman of appropriation. Governor Abiodun, I'm sure this invitation for the Senate President to say a word here is not from you. is from the President and Commander-in-Chief, who knows the meaning of democracy. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, knows the meaning of democracy. Democracy, in my own definition, simply means a government through the parliament. A government through the parliament. And without the parliament, there is no democracy. So that's why I said, as chairman of the National Assembly in Nigeria, being here and seeing what is going on, I should say a word. I won't disappoint you by going to make a long speech because it wasn't planned. But just to thank you on behalf of my colleagues for this recognition of the fact that the Speaker and members of the Ogun State House of Assembly have contributed to this uncommon transformation. So, Mr. Speaker and your colleagues, I congratulate all of you. Without proper appropriation, what we are seeing here would not have been possible. If they were fighting and the governor would suggest and they would refuse, we will never have this kind of transformation. Mr. President, remember many years ago, you came with all sorts of ideas for Nigeria. But of course, God gave you the opportunity to bring those ideas to fruition. You were the first man to start independent power plants in Nigeria. You felt that Lagos State should have its own independent power plant. Am I right? You were the first now, before my state copied when I was a governor 20 years ago. And many other states are copying. And very soon, I'm sure you are going to deregulate the TCN, Transmission Company of Nigeria, to allow the states to also ensure that they distribute their own electricity. So that when somebody says, I want to be a governor, that person will also tell the people, I will give you 24 hours light. I will give you 24 hours light. That way we decentralize power in Nigeria and decentralize development. I thank you, Mr. President. You were also the strong believer in internally generated revenue. You started in Lagos. And of course, you can hear what is happening in Ogun State. Lagos started with a paltry 5 or 6 billion, but today Lagos is hitting 69 billion. Ogun State is almost getting to Lagos. It's getting, even though Chief Oshoba was being a little bit careful, he said we are getting 25 billion in IGR. I'm aware they are getting up to 45 billion. They are getting up to 45 billion in IGR. You started the engineering. At the federal level, you have brought so much reforms to bring money to the subnationals. And each time you ask me, Senate President, how are they doing? Are you going around the states? Are they appreciating the money I'm releasing to them? Every money going into Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation is shared to all the states of the Federation as prescribed by law, including the FCT. And you keep asking, how are they using the money? Mr. President, I want to thank God that you are here today. It's not only in United Kingdom that you'll be talking with the King and the Queen about development in that area of the world. Now we are in Ogun State. I told you I came here first. I saw 16 billion worth of investment along this road, not Agbara. They have left Agbara. The new industrial area is along the road here, along this Abeokuta road. I can only say congratulations to the governor and congratulations to all the governors of Nigeria who are doing so well. And we look forward to coming to your state. May God Almighty bless Governor Dakwa Abiodun and his administration. And may God bless the president who believes in true federalism for releasing money to the states. And the states are consistently saying that they are happy with the president because they no longer borrow money to pay salaries. They don't borrow money to do all these projects they are saying. If you listen, you will not hear where they said, we went to Soso Bank. All they are saying is, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made this possible. He released money as and when due. And the parliament is very proud of you. We shall continue to partner with you for this to happen.
With what is going on right now, what do you think? You think say Tinubu go escape this one because this one and me to be the same as trouble since he no want allow make the citizen, the poor citizen rest, himself no go rest. Pikin will say your mama no go drink water keep cup, himself no go drink water keep cup. So what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section and make sure say you share this video to everyone on every social media platform. Don't forget to click the subscribe button for more updates. Now the only way on a fit take encourage supporters. Share this video right now to everyone on every social media platform. Thank you.